And so it is time to introduce Reverend Joanne. So I'm going to be very short. She's a good friend and a good mentor and a peaceful warrior.
Oh, thank you, Wendy. You know, I often say every time I come here on a Sunday, and I've been saying this for almost 20 years, I feel like I get a free workshop. Do you feel like that? Yeah, I learn something new, and I get out of my whatever's going on in my house and in my life for the week. It's like, okay, Sunday, here I come, fill me up. I got 6 days to go. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for sharing your morning with me. Thank you for sharing the morning with yourself, because being here is a gift. It's a gift you're giving yourself in the words that we hear, because the words we hear today are your soul speaking to itself. And it's speaking to you about how divine, how amazing, what a warrior you are. So just take that into your consciousness as you choose. You may close your eyes, and I will speak these words of positive affirmation, or spiritual mind treatment, as we call them. Begin by allowing yourself to just take a deep breath and think about these words: meditation, contemplation, affirmation, information at the warrior station. Today it's my intention that this information and affirmation go to a place deep within where you have peace. As I declare and know, there is only one. There's only one power, one peace, one presence that I call God. I am a wise warrior on my path. And it doesn't matter whether you call it Buddha, Allah, Spirit, Creator. It's all a power greater than we are, and we can use it. As I speak these words, I feel movement in my body. I feel spirit moving within my body, mind, and soul. It moves from the tip of my head to the tip of my toes. And I am filled with the power and the presence and the love of the all-knowing one, Creative Spirit. I know and affirm that this day, as we speak about meditation, contemplation, affirmation, those are all action words. They're all power words. They are all faith-filled words. And those are our truth. And they are greater than any circumstance. For there's an inner essence within each of us that is untouched by outer experience. So I go to that essence and fill my experience with that. I claim this as my truth, and all those who claim this as their truth, embrace it and release what no longer serves you. With great thanksgiving for this philosophy, for everyone here who supports the center, who supports me, who supports each other, and most importantly, who support themselves. I say thank you, Creator. And I let this go with great faith, that it is heard, received, acted on, and returned, complete and overflowing and I accept it's all good. I let it go. I know it to be so, and together we say, and so it is. Now, in this place of knowing our power, our purpose, in the presence, let us hold those in our hearts who need to know we love them. Today, I hold Susan, Gary, Sarah and Tyler and their families, Arnold, Cecilia, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, we've had a really good month because this month we talked about truth to circumstance. And I don't know how many times we can say it. You are not your circumstance. I remember somebody telling me, this is a pretty personal thing, but I remember somebody telling me, you're not fat. You have fat. That's not who you are. And it really got me thinking about my haircut because I got this much cut off and lots of people didn't know. My kids didn't know. And somebody said to me, oh, your hair, that's a circumstance. So we're more than our circumstance. And how great is that? That spiritual people, people who see light, don't see you. They don't see your physical essence. They see your spiritual essence. And I really want to, I'm sorry to single you out, Cecilia. I just want you to know that I really know your dad's essence is here. His physicalness is not. But I know that all those who have passed on are here in essence. So this week we're remembering that. And our yearly theme, I almost forget, it's called Living Out Loud. That's a really good reminder to me because I have this saying on my wall at home that says, who you are is a gift from Creator. And what you do with that gift is your gift back to the world. So what is your gift? Because that's the truth. That's the truth of who you are. In the opening affirmation, I talked about circumstances are things that happened in your life. They happened to you. They are not you. So any circumstance that happens in your life, let it happen to you, flow through you, and not become you. Because so often in life, whatever our circumstance is, it flows to us. Oh, forgot to let it flow through us. It just sticks to us. All those things, and as small as your gender or your size, to your abilities or not. And, you know, I really feel so blessed that Brad came today to hear us. And Gord, thanks for bringing him. He's going to bring that whole that whole community here one day. And we'll be talking about this, eh, Gord? Yeah. So that was just one thing that I was thinking about. Circumstances will continue to happen to you every day, every minute, every week. Let them happen. Let them happen to you. Don't let them become you. Let them flow through you. So I brought this power bar because the first week I talked about how can we find our truth? And everybody has a different way to find their truth. The first week I talk about mine, it's faith. That's my middle name. So I have so much faith in people. That's not always a good thing, but I have a lot of faith. So I plug into the faith power bar, and it helps me know that that's only my source. That's not me. The source is up there. So lots of people talk about how powerful they are, but they might forget who their source is. This is source, and I just happen to plug into it. You know, it's always there. You just don't always plug into it. I really like the first week when we talked about faith, because we talked about how our body can transform how we believe. And it says that what our body does, the soul remembers. And what the soul remembers, our mind does. So in Fear to Faith, we talked about the different postures. They're called prayer postures. So I want you to do them with me. The first one we did was we went into prayer posture. That's the I am, reverence, humility. And then we opened our arms. We did a little bit at a time, but we opened both of our arms and we released what no longer serves us. And then we looked up in joy and we're grateful. And the grateful is, God is, or Spirit is. Then we brought that back to our heart, and that's the love pose. Love. So we'll do it again. We'll go into prayer pose. I accept that I am a wise warrior. And open my arms. I release anything that is not my truth. I release anything that's not my truth. I am grateful. I am love. So as we work from faith through fear, I really like those postures. And I wanted to do it again. Oh, I think I just skipped a whole bunch. So I think when we talk about there is power, they call them power poses. This is a power pose. I am powerful. I am joyful. I am wonderful. Try it when you're, I swear. Try it when you're mad at somebody. You just put your hands up and you think, how could I not smile? It's kind of like your smile is opening up. So that was one of them. The next one I talked about was power. Putting your rubber to the road. Ernest Holmes calls it treat and move your feet. Knock and the door will open. And I know you've all heard that story about the guy on the roof the street was flooded and somebody came by with a boat and he said, no, I'm sorry, I'm waiting for God. Somebody came by with a ship. No, I'm waiting for God. Somebody came by with a helicopter. I'm waiting for God. Oh, and he drowned. And he gets to heaven and he says to God, I waited on you. Why didn't you save me? He said, who do you think sent the boats and the helicopter? So we have to know that it comes in all kinds of different ways. And so power works as action. And again, it moves through us. That's the action part. In affirmative prayer, those are the first two steps. There's only one power, and I'm one with it. Because there's only one power source. How could I not have the same power? And now there's three more. They're called treatment, meditation, and wisdom. But I'm going to blend them all into the next two talks because I think they're all the same. The first two, faith and power, are kind of the door, the double doors that you open and you step in. But once you've stepped in and experienced your faith and your power, then what do you do? Well, you gotta put the rubber to the road. You have to do something to make it a part of your life. For me, it's meditation. For other people, it's silence, contemplation. Joyce does a different kind of meditation. She does transcendental, and there she is right now doing it, where she doesn't get talked to. It's just contemplation. And a really good one is affirmation. Oh, there I am. That's the third step of our Science of Mind, affirmative prayer treatment. There's only one power, and I'm one with it. And then in the third one is all the things you want to experience in life because they already are. I am peaceful, I am loyal, I am abundant, I am a warrior. And so you claim all of those. And once you get there, then I think you can meditate. Okay, I'm going to meditate on all those things and listen to what Spirit has to say. But it starts right where you are. Be a mindful, be a wise warrior. Well, I talked about meditation and asking, what can I do to be the wise warrior? If you were here for meditation today, this is a repeat. So I would like to invite you to just join me in a meditation to embrace our own self-wise warrior. And in this space where you are, just be relaxed and allow the chair beneath you to support you in total confidence. And go into your heart center, into a place that is peaceful, joyful, and filled with love. And if you're not there right now, remember a time when you were with family or friends at a gathering, a party, a Christmas, when you felt that peace, love, and joy. And feel it flooding through you. Feel yourself breathe in and out. Because love comes from the heart. The heart feels the breath. And now as you're breathing in that place of warrior, of self-love, bring to mind the last time you had a loving relationship with somebody who you might have thought wasn't so deserving. But do you know what? That's true. Love is blind. Because when you love someone, you don't see their circumstances. You don't see their so-called faults, the circumstances that stuck to them. You just see them. And now that you know that you can love people even with all their warts and faults, let's turn the table and love ourselves the same way. Love ourselves through all the circumstances, through all the unperfectness. Receive the energy of love. Be your own beloved. When you send out love to others, it comes right back to you. Receive love as it comes back to you. You are the beloved. You are a warrior. You are filled and rooted in love, peace, and joy. Just as you would welcome someone into your home, welcome yourself into your heart. Welcome somebody into your beingness today or this week. Just as you open the doors to your home to welcome someone in, be vulnerable. Open your heart and let someone in. You're a warrior. You're more than your circumstances. You are truth. And as you are the beloved, see yourself for who you truly are, who your truth is, because you're unique. There's only one. There's only one power, but there's only one you. You have unique cells, DNA, muscles. There's nobody like you. Love that about yourself. Love your body. Love yourself. Love your thoughts. Love your words. Love your eyes, your hair, your skin. And know that you are the embodiment of the living Spirit. You came from Spirit to experience love. So let's get to it. I am beautiful and wonderfully made. I am my own beloved. Everything I have and do is a step on the journey of my wonderful, wonderful life. Everything I do comes back to me. My coordinates are love, and love is my decision and my destination. And now I invite you to bring yourself back into this room. Awaken your senses and bring your mind back to that word, a loving warrior. Ground yourself in this present moment by wiggling in your chair or taking a deep breath in and letting it go. What a great message. Be blind. Be blindly in love with yourself. Be your own beloved. Experience this new space you've just created in your mind with that thought of letting go, that all your imperfections, wow, Well, you got this great space now to fill with joy and more joy. And take that with you for the rest of the day or the week. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. So the wise warrior is focused. I think that was the word I came to when I was thinking of concentration, meditation, contemplation, affirmation was that word, focus. The wise warrior is focused and doesn't get pulled into somebody else's storm. The affirmation they sent was, I stand in the power of wholeness of the spirit that I am. But I'd kind of like to change that. That I am a wise warrior and I love it. Let's say that. I am a wise warrior and I love it. I think warriors was given a bad rap for a long time. We thought it was somebody that had a sword that was meant to maim or hurt somebody, but it's not. It was somebody who had courage. Warriors were chosen. You didn't have to sign up to be in that army. Those warriors in those days, they were chosen, and they were chosen for their wisdom. Not their wisdom to fight, but their wisdom to find peace. We could use some of that right now. A few quotes came to me about Plotinus. He says, I don't argue, I contemplate, and I contemplage. I thought, what is that? So when he was saying contemplate, he says, I plant seeds in my mind and watch them come to fruition. Isn't that something Ernest Holmes says? The wise warrior is always anchored in peace. Edwina Gaines says, do you want to know your purpose? Look out at the world and see what needs healing. That's your purpose. Because what you see in the world that needs healing is something that you need to heal. So if you can't see it in you, look out there. What does the world need? Because that'll make you change it in here. You can't change it out there until you change it in here. Boy, our world's so reactive. I wish we could be a little more contemplative, reflective, meditative. And who wants that challenge? It must be us, because we're here. We're all here today to hear this message, so I think, okay, it's a challenge. Okay, I challenge myself to be a wise warrior in the world. And to be a wise warrior and to be at peace, I'm going to be my own beloved. I'm going to release all my imperfections, and I'm going to love myself blindly as I did my ex-husband. And he's not here, so I can say that. So I'm going to love myself blindly because I want to see the world through the eyes of love. The wise warrior takes a step back and centers themselves and asks, what do I want to see instead? What is Spirit's highest idea of me? I say that in so many classes. You've got a great idea of what you want to be in life, but I'm telling you, Spirit's idea of what your life should be is so much greater. What is Spirit's highest idea of me? You see, it's not power that creates change any more than the power bar can turn on the light or cook a meal. It's got to have an outlet. You've got to be plugged into it. If we had a power bar with no outlets, we'd take it back to the store in a minute. I don't want that. I can't plug anything in. So we have an outlet, and we're all connected to it, but we have to plug in. It's a state of consciousness. And we have to recognize that we're co-creators with that power bar. We stand as a wise warrior. They called it a practitioner of truth. That's what a wise warrior is, practicing truth. Put truth to circumstance. And there was a really good saying in there. He says, I stopped telling God how big my problems were, and I started telling my problems how big my God was. I like that. I stopped telling God how big my problems were and told my problems how big my God was. So we are power. We are unity and harmony. We're already that. That's the great news. Everything you want, you already are. Are you willing to be a wise warrior, a practitioner of truth, an agent of change? Take up the cause, like Edwina Gaines says. Find something in the world that needs changing. And you can bet it's something that within you too. And you already have all the tools. You just got to use them. So look for the next 3 plugins on the Power Baller, and we'll discuss them next week: meditation, contemplation, and wisdom. Faith, walking in the presence of Spirit. And now we see our job is to be a wise warrior. As you leave here today, know that the spiritual warrior is love. And the path of the spiritual warrior is peace. Become love and walk the path. When we stand as wise warriors, we are putting truth to circumstance. And to quote another saying again, I stopped telling God how big my problems were, and I started telling my problems how big my God was. We must be love, harmony, unity, and power. The great news is that we already are. I know because I am Reverend Joanne, faith, peace, and love, Boruck. And I wish you a great week. Thank you. Namaste.